I came from Puerto Rico, and I want to emphasize in one problem of the woman of the third world. It is colonialism. Puerto Rico has been colony for almost 500 years. We are half of the population of the world that still live under colonialism. Beware of colonialism. We want to emphasize in another problem because of colonialism. One of them is the economic crisis, the external debt and unemployment. We Puerto Rican women are suffering about unemployment. We have in Puerto Rico almost 1 million women unemployed. Also, another problem of colonialism is militarization. We Puerto Rican women are facing the problem of militarization. All our sons are taken to the army force. Also, our country is a big base of the United States. We have another problem because of colonialism. It is sterilization of the woman of Puerto Rico. We have more than a third of our population, of our women, sterilized by Control of Population program improved since 1950. Right now we are 35 women sterilized in our country. Also, we have another big problem of colonialism. It is the cultural assimilation. We have been forced to forget our culture, to forget our tradition and almost our language. We are speaking Spanish country. Also, we have been forced to emigrate. 2 million of 5 million people of Puerto Rico has been forced to emigrate to the United States because we don't have any economic alternative to life. Also, in the United States, where we have all the discrimination against women, against men. We face also the racism in the United States. The colonialism as one of the main problems of the women of the third world. Thank you very much.
I'm Marjorie Mbilidi from Tanzania, and I would like to speak about the increasing financial conquest of Africa, which has taken place since independence in the early 60s, and what could be called a financial bondage which is led by the World Bank and the IMF. Whatever limited independence African states won is increasingly being lost. Their efforts to industrialize is under attack. Their efforts to develop a self-reliant economy is under attack. The economies are increasingly dependent upon the export of crops, primarily to Northern Europe, to Western Europe and North America. The major producers of those crops are women. However, they are unable to earn enough from farm production and are forced to become beer brewers, prostitutes, or otherwise provide for their families. Related to the growth of financial institutional power, led by World Bank and IMF, is what could be called a new kind of colonization, led by a new kind of state, an international global state, which has many parts. It includes the World Bank and IMF, it includes United Nations, it includes so-called bilateral states, and some of the big NGOs. We see in Africa the declining power of independent nation states and the growing power of this international global state. It means an international colonizing. The old colonizing powers were one state like Germany or England or France. Today we see an international colonizing force in Africa. And this obviously requires in Africa and in Latin America and in Asia the development of a third world movement to fight the new forms of colonization.
My name is Ana. I'm from Brazil, a military and dictatorial regime. Although we have defeated them and we have now a constitutional government, we have quite a lot in Latin America that has the highest external debt, that all the money, all the work of the Brazilian people is to pay that debt. We had to pay $10 million just for the service of that debt. So that money that should be used for social and measures just has to go to the Reagan's administration. So we have, although we are a very big country and a very rich country, we have all the characteristics that everyone has told here. We have 10% of the abortions made in over the world, they are from Brazilian women. We have 50 million children that are careless and abandoned. So I think that Latin America and Brazil, because it's the biggest country, has to do with forcing to play, not to pay that debt, the only way that women, Brazilian and Latin American, could have no more discrimination and to have equality and peace.
De denunciar cómo hace muy pocos días en nuestras aguas del Mar Caribe 28 mujeres dominicanas murieron asfixiadas en un tráiler porque estaban siendo contrabandeadas. Se están exportando las mujeres dominicanas hacia otros puertos, tanto del Caribe como de Europa, y 28 dominicanas asfixiadas porque estaban amontonadas en trailers en un puerto de una isla del Mar Caribe, murieron asfixiadas. Esto se esconde. Esto no es lo que se publicita de nuestras islas. Se publicita el folclore, la belleza de nuestras mujeres. Pero esas mujeres están siendo exportadas y tienen más altos precios que nuestra azúcar y tienen más altos precios que nuestro café o que nuestro tabaco. Es ahí uno de los grandes problemas que nosotras, las mujeres del tercer mundo, confrontamos y tenemos que luchar contra ellos. Aquí se nos ha preguntado que cómo podemos definir las cadenas que nos esclavizan, pero tenemos que definir esas cadenas a partir de los regímenes políticos, económicos y sociales que nos gobiernan, o mejor dicho, que nos desgobiernan. Porque tenemos colonialismo, tenemos neocolonialismo, tenemos regímenes dictatoriales, tenemos democracias aparentes solo porque lo son en términos políticos hacia el mundo exterior, pero son regímenes que solo pueden mantenerse sobre la base de la fuerza económica. Esa es la guerra que estamos viviendo, la guerra del hambre hacia nuestros pueblos. Y nosotras como mujeres sufrimos esa guerra de hambre. Por eso nuestra lucha, nuestra forma de romper las cadenas es también la forma de luchar contra el terrorismo económico impuesto fundamentalmente por las grandes empresas financieras norteamericanas que a través del Fondo Monetario Internacional nos están estrangulando.
Black women, Latino women, Native American and Asian American women live within our own type of third world. We are called minorities and suffer the highest levels of poverty, illiteracy, and cultural domination. Racism is one of our most important issues. Living in a white racist society, we suffer from racial discrimination and violence. We, women of color from America, have come to Nairobi to join you in the struggles of all third world women.
What would you like to see for the women of your country in the future?
In the future, I'd like to see every woman, every household should have water. And women should be educated. We are the backbone. We are the people who work in agriculture sector, and Kenya depends on agriculture. So I would like to see all women being educated to at least Form 2 or O level, 12 years. At least every woman. If we are the people who work either to produce the wealth of this country, we should get a share of the labor of our hands, the sweat of our feet. All women should be educated. No woman should be married before she has reached, platform. And also, something should be done about firewood energy. Every home should have water and energy, because that is a woman's job, to look for water and to look for fire, for energy. And because we are the ones who work, we should also be the policy, the policy makers of the world, the product of our labor. By the year 2000, we should have everybody educated, from lake to the sea, from north to the...
What has been the most exciting part of this conference for you? You came to this conference for many reasons. What will you take away? What will you remember?
What I will remember is I'll never forget the different types of women. I'll never forget that I shook hands with a Palestinian. I've been thinking that Palestinians are just killers, Israeli. I will never forget the sights, the beautiful sights of women, the beautiful, peaceful conference we have, because up to now, there hasn't been anything, bad. I shall never forget that women should really rule the world, because they are very, very peaceful.